Cowboy Logic, Season 3, Episode 11. It Takes a Herd. I used to think writing a book was a solitary thing. Just you, a blank page, and whatever rattling around in your head at 2 in the morning. I was wrong. I'm Ann Dunbar, and this is Cowboy Logic. Today, I want to talk about the people who showed up, the ones I expected, and the ones I never saw coming. On a ranch, nobody runs cattle alone. You've got the neighbor who shows up when a fence goes down, and the old timer who taught you to read the weather in the sky. The ones that ride beside you, and the ones you'll never meet who cleared the trail before you got there. Cowboys call that a herd looking out for its own. I call it my people. I didn't realize I was building my own herd. When I started this, the books, the podcast, all of it, I had my cousin in my corner from the very beginning. Family. The kind of support that doesn't ask for explanations. They just believe in you. Then came my beta readers and my ARC readers. Some are fellow writers, some are friends, and some are family. They're the people who read the messy drafts before anyone else ever sees them. They catch the plot holes and point out the places that don't quite ring true, celebrate the moments that do, and remind me to keep going when I'm convinced I can't. Then my world got a little bigger. I found this incredible community on TikTok and Instagram, writers and readers and reviewers, people who love books enough to spend their time talking about them, recommending them, and cheering each other on. Some are authors who also review books. Some are readers who became friends. And some wear all three hats. What I love most isn't that they support me, it's that they support each other. They celebrate book birthdays. They share reviews because they genuinely want another author to succeed. They recommend stories that touch them. They celebrate cover reveals, new releases, and little victories most people would never notice. Somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling like I was trying to do this all alone. I became part of a community. Recently, I had one of those days. I'm deep into writing book 4, and imposter syndrome had me by the throat. You know that voice, the one that whispers, maybe you've been just lucky. Maybe this is the book where everyone figures out you don't know what you're doing. Then I opened TikTok, and someone was reading Anya's Salvation and talking about how much they were enjoying it. Then a reviewer messaged me to say she'd finished starting over in Montana. Loved it so much she'd started reading my next book before she'd even finished writing the review. Neither of them knew what kind of day I was having. They were just sharing their excitement, but it was enough. Not because they were trying to convince me I was a writer, because they reminded me that my stories had found a home in someone else's heart. That's what your people do. They don't always know they're helping. Sometimes they simply show up exactly when you need them most. You don't need one person to carry it all. You need a herd. Some people show up in person, and some show up through a screen, a comment, a review, or a message that arrives at exactly the right moment. Distance doesn't make their support any less real. Neither does the fact that you've never shaken their hand. One of the greatest gifts this journey has given me isn't just publishing books. It's becoming part of a community. I've watched authors celebrate each other's releases like they were their own. I've seen readers recommend books simply because they love them. I've watched reviewers spend hours writing thoughtful reviews they never had to write. And I've seen people lift each other up simply because they remember what it felt like to need someone in their corner. That's how communities grow. Not through competition, but through kindness, through generosity, and through people deciding there's enough room for us all to succeed. If you got people like that in your life, family, friends, fellow writers, readers, reviewers, beta readers, or the person whose message arrived on exactly the day you needed it, tell them, thank them. And if you're part of someone else's herd, keep showing up. You probably have no idea how much your encouragement means. It doesn't take one person to hold you up. It takes a herd, and some of them you'll never meet. Find your herd. Be part of someone else's. I'm Ann Dunbar. Thanks for riding along, and I'll see you next week.